Okay, everybody, this is Cool Through This, and in this video, I'm going to tell you, as promised, which fights, which top pay-per-view fights to buy, and which top pay-per-view fights not to buy. Okay, first I'm going to start with the list of pay-per-view fights that you should not buy. Uh, First, I want to tell you guys though that you can buy these fights if you want to, but I'm just telling you that on paper, these fights should not be competitive, and you may be disappointed if you spend your money on them. But you can buy these fights if you want to. You know, if it's your favorite fighter and you want to support him, then go ahead and do so. But I'm just telling you beforehand, don't be disappointed if these fights are not competitive and you feel like you wasted your money. Okay, moving on. The first fight on this list is on your screen right now. This proposed Adrian Broner versus Marcus Maidana fight is not worth your money. Don't waste your time. Live stream the fight, catch it on catch the highlights after the fight, or just wait a few weeks until someone posts the fight on YouTube or something. But don't waste your time or your money watching this fight, because I already did a prediction video on this fight a long time ago. I think Adrian Broner should win easy. I'm going to put the link to that video in my description box, but this fight it should not be competitive. And also, both these guys aren't really proven enough to be on pay-per-view yet. They haven't really been through the wire enough to be on pay-per-view. I just think that it's not time yet. You know, if this fight was Adrian Broner versus Lucas Matisse, that's more that's more viable. You know what I mean? That's more viable. But because Adrian Broner versus Lucas Matisse should be more competitive than this fight, Lucas Matisse is a little bit faster than Marcus Maidana, and he punches pretty hard too. So this fight, that fight would be a little bit more competitive, I believe. But this fight here should not be competitive, and like I said, it's just not worth buying. But like I said before, you can buy if you want to. Next fight that you should not buy is Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. This fight's a tune-up fight. Should be an easy win for Manny. Excuse me. It should be an easy win for Manny Pacquiao. Don't waste your time with this fight. It's not worth the price of admission. Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. Don't. I just can't see being competitive. So I'm moving on to the next fight. The the next pay-per-view fights that you should not buy is Floyd Mayweather versus anybody besides Manny Pacquiao or somebody at 160. You know, it's got to be somebody good at 160. But if it's anybody else besides Manny Pacquiao or a guy at 160 that's good, don't waste your time. Don't spend no more money on Floyd Mayweather. You know, that 24/7 and all that set shows are making guys look better than what they are, and then they get in the ring, and then you realize that they never had a chance anyway. So don't waste any more money on Floyd Mayweather, if you've been doing so. But if you want to support Mayweather, that's up to you, or Pacquiao or whoever. That's on you. But this fight should not be, well, any fights should not be competitive or worth it. Manny Pacquiao Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, we should buy that fight because um, we gotta let the world know that fighters just can't continue to say that they're gonna fight each other and never fight each other. You know, that fight is more about respect and standing up for ourselves. You know what I mean? Because we cannot let guys just say they're gonna fight each other and never fight each other, and then keep making money off fighting other guys. That's what Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather did. So we should buy that fight just to show respect for ourselves. But if you don't want to buy that fight, that's on you too. I mean, you can do that too. But you know, I will understand it if you didn't want to do that. But like I said, that fight is viable, and unless it's a guy at 160, like Sergio Martinez or something, or somebody just good like GGG, somebody like that, that's viable. But anybody else, Floyd Mayweather versus anybody else. Don't waste your time. The next fight that we should not buy is Manny Pacquiao versus Cotto. That fight's done with. Don't waste your time. It's probably going to be probably going to be at a catch weight if they fight. So that's not a real competition. You know, Cotto's going to be drained again, and it's just not going to be competitive to me. It's going to be unfair advantage, basically. I don't really like catch weight, so. And then, we've already seen that fight too, so that's another pay-per-view fight that you should not waste your money on. And last but not least is Canelo versus Cotto. I still think that Canelo would beat Cotto. Canelo, he's a better boxer than Cotto, but Cotto's better at getting to the inside. That's why Cotto was able to give Floyd problems, but Canelo really wasn't. Cotto's better at getting to the inside and cutting off the ring and causing pressure. Canelo, he's a better boxer. He's going to turn that fight into a boxing match, and he's going to beat Cotto. And then Cotto, he cuts and swells easy. I think he's going to get cut up, and I just don't want to see that fight. I think it's a bad fight. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. You should not waste your money on that fight. You can if you want to, like I said, but I just can't see Cotto beating Canelo at this stage. I think he would probably do better against Floyd because he's better at coming off the ring. But even then, I still don't think he would beat Floyd Mayweather. So now I'm going to move to the fights that are toss-ups. These are top pay-per-view fights that are toss-ups that you could buy if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay. Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley. That's a great fight. It's a toss-up. You can buy if you want to. I say, for all these fights, I say no, but you can if you want to. You can if you want to. These are toss-up fights. I think these are great fights, but it's up to you really. The first fight, like I said, was Pacquiao versus Tim. The next fight is Floyd Mayweather versus Cotto. Like I said before, Cotto is better at cutting off the ring. That can be an interesting fight. It's a toss-up. I don't think Cotto would win, so I say no. But if you want to, you should get a fun fight. And yeah, man, that's about it. That's about it. I don't think Canelo and Trout is going to happen. So yeah, don't waste your time with any of the other fights. And now the fights that you should buy are it's only two. Okay, the only buyable fights are Bradley versus Marquez and Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao. Those are only two pay-per-view fights that are viable. Okay, Bradley versus Marquez should be a great fight. I did a prediction video for that fight too. I'm gonna put that video with a link to that video in my description box too. That's a great fight. That should be competitive and close. That's probably the only good fight, elite fight, pay-per-view wise that's viable. Okay, that should be great. And like I said, Juan Manuel Marquez versus Pac-Man, always viable. Very close. Their styles are like tremendously built for one another. You never know who's gonna win that fight. You never know what's gonna happen. Fight is perfect to buy. That's definitely a viable fight. So if you want to buy that fight, that's fine. All the other fights, don't waste your time. And like I said, if it's Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, you can buy that. A guy at 160 is very possible, but it's only like 4 fights worth buying. If any other pay-per-view fights show up, don't waste your time. If I missed any pay-per-view fights, you guys can let me know which fights I missed, or just leave me a message in the comment section. I'll answer them with no problem at all. But yeah, man, it's only 4, but this is cool through this. I'm letting you guys know right away which fights to buy and which fights not to buy. Look out for more videos. Thank you for watching this video today. Have a great day. Peace.